Hello everyone, this is your old pal Hannibal the VANnibal, and I'm going to be spending 12 hours at this Buc-ee's right here, eating nothing but Buc-ee's, drinking nothing but Buc-ee's, snacking on nothing but Buc-ee's. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Hannibal the VANnibal. I'm Hannibal, and my van is VANnibal, and I live full-time in my van, and I usually give you a candid look at daily van life with almost no money. I'm recording this video on Christmas Eve. I wanted to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning to get this whole thing started. Unfortunately, some things came up. I'll explain exactly what that something was at the end of this video, but I don't want to tie up this video with some non-Buc-ee's related stuff. But it is currently 11:30 and we're getting ready to go inside Buc-ee's. I am not going to start the clock till noon. That's right, we're going to start at noon, Christmas Eve. And by the time all this stuff ends, it will be Christmas Day. So let's go inside Buc-ee's. If you've never been to Buc-ee's before, this place is huge, and it's much more than just a gas station. I can do an entire video on just what you can get inside of Buc-ee's, from their branded merchandise, wearables, cookware, camping gear, all kinds of items. It's its own little general store. But that's not what I'm here for today, and I hope that's not what you're here for today. Today, we're here for what truly shines here at Buc-ee's, in my opinion, and that's the food. And I think I'm going to get, for my dessert-like item, one of the sour power belts. I just want to pick a flavor. Should I go crazy or should I go just normal? By crazy, I mean like mango. Actually, they got the watermelon sours here. I think I'm gonna go with the watermelon sours today. All right, now we need to get a beverage, and the rule is I can't get a regular beverage. It has to be a Buc-ee's branded beverage. Yeah, we definitely need a basket, so. All right, they got Buc-ee's vanilla cola, original soda, blue coconut soda, fruit punch, orange dream, pineapple cream soda, blue cream, homestyle lemonade, black cherry soda, root beer, or water. I think I'm gonna go with root beer. You guys know the rules. Always get napkins. All right, I think that covers lunch. I think we're ready to check out. All right, first meal gotten. Total $22.16. So we got a beverage, we got desserts, we got chips, and we got a sandwich. And I'm starving, I'm ready to eat. Once we get in the van, I will give you more of an idea of what the rules are for this whole excursion. There's the Buc-ee statue himself. We'll come and check him out again a little bit later tonight, won't we? All right, I am back in the van. It's a little more chaotic out here than I expected, but we got what we came for. And now we're gonna move, because like I said, I'm a full-time van lifer. Sun is out, and I need a little bit more solar, but this is not the right angle. So let's get moved. We're in a much better position to get some solar now. One, I am really hungry. Like I said, I expected to be here for breakfast, and that didn't happen. So I am absolutely starving. So let's just jump right into this. Sandwich-wise, what I grabbed was the 3-meat sandwich. I figure we start out strong with a big old baddie. I'm just gonna rip it open and we're gonna give it a try. This is our lunch. The plan for lunch, dinner, and hopefully they'll start serving breakfast early enough, is I have to get one main item. I can't repeat. One main item. I gotta get a side like chips, something along those lines, and something sweet. We're also going to do 2 hours after that something of a snack variety. It can be anything, but anything I get has to be Buc-ee's branded. So I can't get Lay's potato chips. It has to be a Buc-ee's item. So let's jump into this sandwich. We'll talk more about this as stuff goes on here. All right, it looks like we got, I'm wanting to say that's turkey, brisket, and sausage. Let me see if it tells me on the outside real quick before we get into it. Sausage, brisket, and turkey. That's what we're having. And you saw it was fresh, soft bun. See if you can see that. There's the sausage, there's the brisket, there's the really nice turkey. I'm salivating, I won't eat this so much. And of course their signature sauce. Mmm. Mmm. And this is why I say always get napkins. I expected the sauce to really overpower the meats, but it doesn't. It's not too light. It's actually a really nice balance. You can taste the turkey. It's thick enough that you can taste the turkey. Brisket always comes through. And that sausage really shines. You still get a little bit of that snap from the skin of the sausage. Mmm. Sometimes when you get these, the sweet barbecue sauce is a little too sweet and you need something to balance it. But this one, having that much meat, really keeps the sauce under control. That's delicious. That is delicious. Highly recommend that. 3 meat. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pop in the root beer. Again, it has to be Buc-ee's brand. So this is the Buc-ee's root beer. That's a good old-fashioned root beer. It was very carbonated, real foamy, has a strong caramel-like taste. That's a solid root beer. I like it. These are my favorite chips. These are Buc-ee's Bold and Blended. If you haven't had these, they're kettle-cooked chips. I will 100% recommend these chips. And I wish they made a big bag. Buc-ee's doesn't have big bags of their chips that I can find. Nice crispy kettle chip. It's the salt and vinegar that comes through. You have salt and vinegar, barbecue, onion, and garlic all on this chip. And it's the best balanced chip that I've had. Highly recommend. And guys, I apologize. I had expected to be able to have more time, so I was going to clean up my van. I'm a full-time van lifer, and right now I'm grinding to get as many hours at these jobs that I've been picking up. So right now I'm working part-time at a Walmart, and I'm stocking gas stations. Just anything I can do to make some money right now. And they had cut my hours for a while, but I got the okay from the boss at the Walmart I work at to just come in every day until the end of the year. So we're closed today. I work overnight, so I don't go in tonight, but I will go in Christmas night. So basically, we're car camping here all day at Buc-ee's. And then tomorrow, I've got to go to work in the evening. So I figured if I was going to be here anyway, and this is a place I can be that's safe, that kind of allows you to hang out, we might as well do something I've been wanting to do, which is go ahead and spend all day eating at Buc-ee's. You can tell from the look of me, all day eating is not something I was really afraid to do. This is expensive. This is kind of a splurge. I rationalize it as I usually cook in my van, like a meal, like for Thanksgiving, I cooked up steak and everything else. So I rationalize it as I'm already getting to stay here for free at Buc-ee's. I'm going to be getting some gas here anyway. I might as well spend that money toward something I've been wanting to do. So that's what I'm doing. It is a splurge. I am working these extra hours and stuff, so hopefully it all pans out for me. And my something sweet right here, watermelon sours. I've only had like cherry sours, so I am interested in what the watermelon sours taste like. There we go. I like the color. It's really nice green. Not as sour as the cherry sours I've had, but a really good flavor. Yeah. Not super tart. Very jelly bean in texture. If you like cherry sours and you like the flavor of watermelon, you can't go wrong with these. No later than 2, we're going to go in and get a snack item. Something that I haven't already gotten. So I'll see you then. It's getting close to 2 o'clock. I basically ate all the chips and ate all the sandwich. Still got plenty of watermelon sours left. I've just been laying in my bed in the back of the van, chilling. Again, I work the overnight shift, so I haven't had any sleep yet. So I got off work, had something happen that didn't get me here as early as I wanted, but I stayed up and we're going to be here for 12 hours. So just been chilling. I'm afraid to kind of take a real nap because I'm afraid I won't wake up, and we got to stay on task. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out. And I haven't mentioned it yet for you new people, but I have 4 cats. So they're in the back here with me. And I'll show them off a little bit later. So I've got my 12 volt AC unit running on the back here. And I've got my air purifier running off my Jackery. And I've got a 18 volt Ryobi fan running. Because even though it's over 70 degrees outside, with direct sun hitting my van becomes kind of a toaster oven. So it's really kind of 80 degrees in the van. So my AC and everything's running, and it's keeping us in the 60s. It's really comfortable back here. I'm laying on my bed. Some of the cats are in the front right now. I have 4 cats total. That's why the air purifier is running to get some of this cat hair out. So 3 of the cats, it seems, are in the front of the van. And I've got one here with me. It's going to be a little Happy here. She's the most skittish. She doesn't really like to hang out as much, but ever since we started living in the van, she's a lot more snuggly with me. Yes, I know. So we'll be going inside to get that snacky item soon. It's pretty warm, so I'm thinking about getting something cold. So we'll see what they have in there. And this is Waddles. He's the big one, but he's also the biggest baby of the family. Aren't you, boy? Again, forgive the mess, but there is Bimo. That's the mom to all the kitty cats. And if you look really close down there, you'll spot Grable. Woo! It is surprisingly warm out here right now. Nice sunny day, but it is time for my 2 o'clock snack, so I am going to go use the facilities and dump some trash. And if you guys aren't familiar with Buc-ee's bathrooms, you're in for a treat. They are literally the best bathrooms at any gas station I've ever been to. And I've traveled all over this country, and I've seen a lot of different bathrooms, and I love the setup and the cleanliness of Buc-ee's bathrooms. Icy, which technically counts because it's a Buc-ee's flavors. I think I'm going to get one of these puddings. I just got to figure out which one I want, because they've got a chocolate pie cup, they've got a coconut pie cup, key lime pie. Normally I would go key lime pie, but I already got those sours, so I don't think I need that flavor. And then of course they've got banana pudding, And they got a berry yogurt parfait as well. So they also have salads. Really good sandwiches. And for our beverage, get some ice first here. No ice there. I think we'll stay with the coconut motif, and we will get blue coconut soda. No idea what that's going to taste like. I'm back. As you saw, I got the coconut pie cup. I really like the taste of coconut. Let me know what flavor you would have gotten if you got to choose. Spoon, very important. Price wasn't so bad on this. This coconut pie cup was only $3.99. Now, if you got the banana pudding, you had this size, but you also had a large you could get. But all the other flavors seem to only have this size. Okay. Nothing fell out. I see if the camera can catch it here. I see the coconut right there. Right there. There is a lot of coconut. Very creamy. If you like coconut, this is a good flavor with the whipped cream. It's very firm, so not drippy, with little chunks of coconut in it. And some crust. I can't tell if it's just like a regular crusting or a graham cracker. This is really good. I'll be polishing that off very shortly. It's not super hot when you step outside, but the van is warm with all the sun hitting it. It's cool in the back, but something that nice and cold is really refreshing. I was going to go look at the ice cream. The only thing is, this lady had her phone and all that stuff rested on it. And, you know, we'll be here all day. If I still want ice cream, I can get ice cream anytime today. There was also a lady doing samples for potato chips, and I thought about checking them out. They're new wavy potato chips. I don't think they've had those before in the Buc-ee's brand. But, I didn't really want to bother her. That's the thing. I didn't want to record her. I thought it would have been a nice little video, but at the same time, I didn't want to push my luck. This is the blue coconut. I used to live in Thailand. I have never seen a blue coconut. But let's give it a try. That's tasty. It could just be because I just ate a whole bunch of coconut stuff, but the coconut flavor is not really coming through for me. This blue coconut, I think, is pina colada. You know when you get a pina colada flavored something? Yeah, this comes off as a pina colada to me. I think that's what blue coconut is, pina colada. And it's good, it's refreshing. And that'll be the beverage I nurse until it's time to go back in again, which will be around 4-ish. And that's when we're going to get the equivalent of our dinner time meal. That I'm not sure what we're going to get. There's so many options. They have these nice big sandwiches, deli sandwiches. They have a chicken and fries plate. Like you get like 3 chicken fingers and french fries in a little box. They have their burritos, but I'm almost saving the burrito for, I'm hoping maybe by midnight they'll switch over to breakfast. So maybe I could get a breakfast burrito. All right, parkour cat. I mean, there's always brisket stuff, but I think we've done the sandwich, the brisket sandwich type thing. We did all 3 meats, right? So they also have a brisket mac and cheese as well. So that's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of choices there. Comment down below what you've tried or what you would think you would have. Would you have like a big Italian hoagie? Would you have one of their burritos? They got like a Texas cheesesteak burrito. Would you go back and have a brisket sandwich or their turkey sandwich? They usually have a fried chicken sandwich too, but I didn't see that one. Would you get the chicken fingers and fries? Would you get a salad? That might be about it. I do wish, just because I'd like to do a gas station comparison of all of them, I would wish they would do a hot dog. Because I have another idea for a thing where I go to various gas stations and try the gas station hot dog just to rate them and see if I can find a favorite. Currently, my personal favorite has been the Love's all beef hot dog, but I haven't tried that many, so it wouldn't be bad. Hot dogs are in a good price range, and I always have room for a hot dog, you know. All right, I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to sit in the back. Still going to slightly edit this video as we go along because I got to get it up tomorrow. As you're watching it, I got to get it up for the day you're watching it. I'm going to watch Die Hard for my Christmas Eve movie. Talk to you a little bit. It's a little after 5 o'clock. Finished watching Die Hard. Still a solid movie. Now, time to go in, use the facilities again, and grab what we're deeming dinner. Let's go. All right, you guard the van. I'll be back, Waddles. Now that the sun's down, it has cooled down significantly. The moon is out. And as you can see, although still fairly busy, not quite as crowded as it was earlier today. I take it back. Once you turn the corner, it's extremely crowded. I think we're going to go with one of these overbites. Cookies and cream seems interesting. I think I might try one of these crackers. They got the chili cheese, garlic parmesan, sizzling crackers, bold and spicy, and ranchin' crackers. Now I just got to figure out which one I want to try. Well, made it through the line. You know, no matter how long the line is, they move really fast. And I try to be as prepared as I can with my card ready and all that. So, it is feeling pretty good outside now. All right, we're in the back of the van now. My next beverage, and I did double check to see if Buc-ee's had anything in the bottled drink variety, and they don't. It's all name brand, non-Buc-ee stuff over there in their coolers. This is a black cherry cola. That's good. This does not have the flavor of like a cherry Coke. It's its own flavor. It's actually closer to a cheer wine than it is like a cherry Coke. It's almost like very close to a cherry Sprite kind of flavor. Not as much a cola taste. I like it. Not sure I'd get it all the time, but it's good. It's got almost a citrusy flavor. All right. I had not seen these before. I thought this was something unique to get. I went with the garlic parmesan crackers, and they're just flavored crackers. I don't know if that means they're going to taste like, you know, something akin to a Cheez-It. Yeah, you can smell the garlic parmesan. They look tiny, a lot smaller versions of oyster crackers. Hopefully that translates on camera. Yeah, very much a cracker taste. The flavor's not super overpowering. I thought it might be. Like if you ever had those flavored and seasoned pretzels at gas stations before. But this seasoning is very subtle. Yeah. It's not overtly salty. You can very much taste the cracker portion. And it's just got a hint of the garlic parmesan taste. You smell the garlic parmesan more than you taste it. That's pretty good. You can actually probably put these in your soups and stuff and really spice them up. These are good. It's just a twisted take on crackers, pretty much. And I went with something I never got before. And these are their chicken fajita tacos. You get 2 of them. And it's only $7.99 for 2 chicken fajita tacos. I thought that was a really good deal. It's like $1 more if you went with just one of their chicken burritos. So this is hot right off their bar in the back section there. I like my burritos wrapped in foil. Even when I make them myself, I will wrap them in foil and let them steam up after I've made them. I just really like that feel of them being in foil. Here we go. They didn't have any sauces that I could get over there. You can smell the bell peppers. Let's open it up, take a look here. Now, if you've never had Buc-ee's tortillas before, they're really soft and doughy. It's I don't know if they are, but it's like they're made homemade on site. Just because we're having to deconstruct it for the camera. It's really soft, but lots of chicken. And little bits of bell pepper. Not as much bell pepper as I thought I was going to see in this, which I'm fine with, but little bits of bell pepper cooked in there. Onion, bell pepper. A little bit of cheese. Not heavy on anything. Heavy on the chicken, which is good. Alright. Let's take a bite. So soft tortilla, just really nice and doughy. Even though you don't see a lot of onion and bell pepper, when you bite in, you definitely taste it. It's in there. You get little bites of onion and bell pepper with every bite, every chew. The chicken, not dry. I was a little bit concerned it might be. Very tender white meat chicken. This is definitely something I would get again. I'm very surprised at how juicy and soft the chicken is. I really thought it was going to be some of that dry cube type chicken. There is no sauce though. I wish there was a sauce option. You know, just some hot sauce or anything, but this is very good. I do have my Taco Bell sauce behind me. Now let's try it with a little bit of my Taco Bell sauce. You're good, Wallace. I'm a fan. If you know the comedian Andrew Santino,
Bobby Mom,
he loves it too. All right, it's gonna take a little bit. You gotta be careful with this sauce because it gets really runs out. So, let's see here. There we go. That does the trick. This is delicious. Well, okay. I'm a little tired. I might take a couple hour nap before our next meal. Surprisingly, this is the one I like the most right now. This fajita really is hitting the spot. Talk to you in a little bit. Ooh. I forgot to do my sweet thing. So this is the overbite. They have quite a few different flavors. I've tried a couple overbites before, and to be honest, I haven't been a fan. I've had the caramel one. The caramels tasted kind of burnt. I think I had like a dark chocolate one or something, and it was okay. There was just way too much chocolate in that one. So let's try the cookies and cream. See if we got any redemption here. It's very cool looking. You got the nice Buc-ee's head on there. It is thick. And that's what it looks like. You got the cookies and cream in there. All right, well, let's take a bite. So I thought, it is dark chocolate, which I like. The bitterness of the dark chocolate contrasts nicely and complements the cookies and cream filling, which is very soft. This is actually a nice pairing. The little bits of cookie actually have a little chew to them in your mouth. And it's very thick chocolate. Like, I eat a lot when I eat. You guys see me put away the food. Those fajitas are gone. That bit right there was more than enough for right now of the sweets, because it is very rich. So this is the best of all of them. I think I've also had the peanut butter one for some reason when I was in Texas, I think. So I didn't like the peanut butter consistency. This right here is the best one by far. The cookies and cream overbite. Recommend this one. Very good dark chocolate. All right, now I'm going to chill and possibly take a little nap. I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Ooh. Well, I laid back and I was watching a fellow Vanlifer that was going live tonight. He's still live. It's called Under the Radar Van. Interesting channel that I just started watching a few months ago. It's his first live, but I was so tired after I ate, I fell asleep. So dumping trash. And then when I finally woke up, BMO and Grable were asleep on me and they wouldn't let me get up. So I laid there for a while, and I probably wouldn't have even gotten up now, but I've got to use the facilities. It is still busy here at Buc-ee's at 10:30 at night. This is their fudge station, and they got some really nice flavors. Really want to try that banana pudding fudge because it's got little wafers in it. Unfortunately, you know, it's too late. There's not a lot of people here, so I grabbed one of their pre-packaged ones. Hey, everyone looks at the brisket station. What's really impressive is over there the burrito making station. Well, I think the cool air is waking me back up now, so that's nice. Got a few things I'll show you when we get in the van. Almost there. I had fed the cats before I went to sleep, so that's why they were chill. They enjoyed being up in the front. Happy's been watching me walk toward the van, so she's kind of trying to figure out what I'm doing. And everyone, I'm sorry for not having as much energy as I usually have doing these videos. I'm having a lot of fun, but I work the overnight shift, and I thought we were going to get over here early in the morning to start breakfast, and with the issue that I'm going to explain at the end of this video, that didn't happen. And I was doing pretty good up until after that last meal, and I guess it hit me enough to make me lethargic, and I finally gave way and passed out. It felt good to fall asleep. I woke up rested, so that's nice. We got more food. We're gonna go to the back. I'll show you what I got. Let's just do that now. And by the way, why did no one tell me I had my shirt on inside out when I went into Buc-ee's? Luckily, I caught it in the mirror when I was in the bathroom, so I went ahead and went in one of the stalls and switched it, but embarrassing. All right, here we go. I went with the birthday cake fudge. I do really want to try that banana fudge at some point, but our spending is, once we get done with this, we won't be doing Buc-ee's eating for a while. So birthday cake fudge. Let's go ahead and take a nibble. I tell you, that banana, they had quite a few. The key lime fudge looked good too, but that banana fudge with the little wafers in it, that's the first time I'd seen one like that. It looked really tasty. All right. Let me grab my cutting board here. I'm just gonna cut myself a sliver. Watch out, kitty cat. And forgive me, this is the only knife I have, so. All right. Here we go. This is birthday cake fudge. If you like icing, like say when you get a cupcake, you like eating the icing and kind of leaving the cupcake, that's pretty much what this is. Think of a firmer icing, very creamy. Can't really go wrong with fudge. That is definitely a birthday cake. Anything left over is either going to last me tomorrow, Christmas, or the week. I also got these popular little things. They have cashews and a bunch of other ones. I went with almonds. I almost got the cashews. A little Buc-ee's logo right there too. That's nice. I made these when I worked at the movie theater. Oh man, yeah. Get a good one to look at. Let's see. Move my little curtain so maybe you can see a little bit better. That is textured up. You know, they make these fresh, so these are warm. These are satisfying. Got that nice almond inside of a very candied, almost M&M-like texture. These are nice. They're like grown-up M&Ms. And I've had this in the past. This is an Italian hoagie, and they stack that meat in there too. Look at that. We got a little bit of everything in this bad boy. Okay. I always have trouble finding the easiest way to open these. I'm trying to preserve the plastic, so. Alright, here we go. I think I found the opening. There we go. There's the opening. And I'm still fairly stuffed from, those fajitas are really good from everything I ate, so I'm just gonna cut a piece off. I am wanting to eat it, don't get me wrong. I just don't think I can handle eating a whole one. Okay, here's your cross section right here. Is that not divine? Look at all that meat. Looks like you got ham, pepperoni, salami, more pepperoni, romaine lettuce. I'm pretty sure this is provolone cheese, some Italian seasoning, and some thin sliced Roma tomatoes. So we've got a nice little representation in this Italian hoagie. Putting that back in the bag. I have a 12-volt cooler that's set at 38 degrees, so we'll be good for anything that needs to stay chilled. There we go. Let's take a bite. Okay. The bread is like a ciabatta. So you know ciabatta is usually square. Think of a rectangle ciabatta. And you taste all those nice Italian meats. But what really shocked me is if you look right there, that's a sun-dried tomato. Between the sun-dried tomato and the Italian seasoning, this sandwich really elevates. This is a nice Italian trip in your mouth.
Mi scusi.
The cheese is not so thin that it gets lost in all that meat either. Like this cheese is really prominent when you eat it. And that's some good bread. Nice big bubbles. The fact that it's like a ciabatta but large like that is very impressive. And finally, something I consider a splurge, although it's not as bad as I thought. I actually walked up to the deli case because you can get, they've got their jerky pre-bag, but you can go up there and get the jerky and stuff fresh-ish, I guess. But sorry. I've been wanting a dried beef ring, and this one only came out at $8.11. And I got the whole ring, so. This is my first time getting something at a Buc-ee's from the actual counter. This is a pork and beef sausage. Let's see. Take it out of the, there we go. And that is a dried sausage ring. And I'm just gonna slice a piece off as well. But this is something, I like sausage, so. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That smells good. Ooh, salty though. Imagine like getting one of those large meat stick, like Sim Jim style meat sticks, in just a maxed out form. That's nice. Mm-hmm. All right. Putting all this back in the bag for right now. I'll put it up in a few minutes here. Oh. And for my beverage, got worried I left it at the front, but I didn't. For my beverage, I was going to get their fruit punch. I don't know if it showed up on camera. If it is, you'll see it. But it started splurting all over the place. So I went with the Buc-ee's Cola. That's just okay. I'm a big Coca-Cola guy, so whenever it comes to colas, I go Coca-Cola, RC. When Dixie has a Czech cola made with real sugar, it's really good. And then the rest is nothing to me. So this one feels fizzy, but also kind of flat at the same time. Not something I enjoy. Okay, so now I'm torn. I looked up, it looks like Buc-ee's tends to start serving breakfast at 4 a.m. I was really looking forward to grabbing a breakfast burrito. That's kind of my final thing since I missed out on it this morning. So I have to ask myself, do I want to stick around longer than the 12 hours? Which, good, and it'll give me less time to edit the video. I guess stay tuned and find out.
My car, and it's where I sleep on road trips, so I don't have to pay for hotel room. I save so much money. I did a whole video about how much money I saved.
Hello everyone. It is 4 in the morning. That's supposed to be when Buc-ee starts serving breakfast. I'm hoping that's the case because that'll be the last thing that we eat here at Buc-ee's is breakfast. I fell asleep for about an hour, and then my son, who's in New York, he didn't come home for the holidays or come back to the state for the holidays, got with me, and we just basically watched Landman together through Discord. That was nice. He just got off. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. My windshield is pretty fogged, so I'm going to start the engine and let it defrost. So we're going to move a little bit closer to Buc-ee's, and once we do that, I'll go inside, use those wonderful facilities one last time, and hopefully get myself some breakfast, and that'll be the last of my big spending. And after that, I'll also show you how much in total I spent on all the food I got today. I'm a little scared to see what that is. All right, I'll catch up with you when we've started moving. All right, I'm gonna leave the engine running to let it completely defrost while I go inside and get our last meals. Let's go. It's actually pretty dead out here now. 4 o'clock in the morning. I've not really seen it with a bunch of free pumps like this.
You can also say
The brisket taco.
that person somehow used with their mashed
Hash. Bacon and cheese biscuits. Just thinking cheese biscuits. Now I gotta figure out which one we want to get. I think I'm gonna get one of the biscuits this time. And I got the last of our stuff. We are having breakfast at the end. trying to park underneath a light, so maybe we have a little bit better lighting for their final meal. I think this is pretty good. All right, this is our final meal of spending what ended up being something like 16 hours at a Buc-ee's. It was going to be 12, but I really wanted to come in for some breakfast. And the funny thing is, I really wanted to come in for a breakfast burrito. I didn't even get a breakfast burrito. They had them. I just didn't feel like it. That fajita was so tasty. I didn't feel like I wanted anything else that was tortilla based. And I was in the mood. If you follow this channel at all, you guys know I like biscuits. So went with cherry limeade, the Buc-ee's cherry limeade. It's a nice mix. If you're a fan of lemon lime soda like Sprite with a couple shots of cherry in there, that's what this tastes like. Really refreshing, kind of cleans the palate. Kind of a nice contrast from the cola that I had earlier. I am looking forward to being able to go back to Coca-Cola though. No offense, everybody. Okay, so they warmed these up for me as well. I got these straight from the deli, which is only the second time I've ever gotten something from behind the little counter. We'll do this one after. It's so nice and warm. They asked if I wanted them warmed up, and I said yes. This here is a sausage and cheese collage. I think it was only like $2.99 too. You can feel there's an entire sausage link in there. So, smells good. I don't know how this could taste bad. Let's find out. It has almost a hot dog taste. Think of an oversized pig in a blanket. The bread, very soft. Almost like the texture of a dinner roll. Slightly sweet. Almost think of a King's Hawaiian roll with a beef hot dog shoved in it. There it is. I was looking for the cheese. Small layer of cheese. This is delicious. I don't know if the cheese is entirely necessary for this, but it tastes good. And this is going to be a little crazy, but I want to have it while it's warm. And this is their cherry cheese collage. Same kind of breading, just in this form. Very good. I expected it to be more like a cheese Danish, more flaky and heavy on the cherryness. But this is where the bread really shines through as a nice, soft, fluffy bread with almost a jam-like texture on the top. So not an overwhelming amount of the cherry flavor, not an overwhelming amount of the cheese. So the breading really comes through. That's good. Not overtly sweet. I can see where a lot of people would like something like this. Both warm. You know, it dropped down into the low 50s tonight. So it was nice to have something warm like that. Van's warmed up from defrosting. Supposed to get all the way up into the 69 degrees this afternoon though. So I'm going to enjoy the cold while I can. And I got their beaver tots. And these are $1.99. You get a cup. And I don't know anyone who doesn't like tater tots. Yeah. Heavily salted. This is how I like my fried potato products. If you follow the channel at all, you'll see where I get hash browns for breakfast from like various fast food places. And although they're great, I always wish they would have salted them more. These are salted the way I always wish things to be salted. Those are a winner. These are always a winner. Shove these in a burrito. And I think they have those in the breakfast burritos. And they're a good time. I have never had a Buc-ee's biscuit. I'm a big biscuit eater now. I wasn't a biscuit eater until back in my high school days. Our family moved to the South for a bit. I never found any biscuits that were good until I got down here. And over time, I started to really appreciate biscuits and a good biscuit and the buttery, flaky taste of a biscuit. I'm just a biscuit fan now. But I wasn't a early biscuit adopter, as you will. Let's see. I'm excited about this. This is a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. They had sausage, egg, and cheese, and they had bacon, egg, and cheese. They didn't have any of just sausage, which I wouldn't have gotten anyway. I didn't see any jelly for you Southerners out there. You guys know I do that. Oh, this is interesting. This is not. I should have read it, I think. It was on the. Okay, so this was on the bacon, egg, and cheese line, but apparently I had grabbed the sausage, egg, and cheese, which is fine. Cheese-wise, it looks almost like your. Let me see if I can get a picture in there for you. It looks almost like your standard squared cheese. It's probably a cheddar or something, but it looks like your standard, you know, craft style slice. Big old sausage patty. About the same thickness of every other sausage patty, though, just a larger circumference. And you got a fried round egg there. Now that it's sausage, I do wish I would have gotten some jelly. I have some jelly in the back, but I'm just too lazy. So let's take a bite of this. That's a solid biscuit. It's very buttery. Very well done on the biscuit. Not overcooked, not dry, not hard. You get the sausage right in the first bite. When you bite in, all the seasonings of that sausage are there. So if you like the taste of a sausage, which I do, everything's there. Cheese doesn't really come through. Not a big deal. It's just, you know, between the butteriness and the breadiness of the biscuit and that really strong sausage, cheese just kind of gets lost in the mix. Let's try another bite because I want to check for the egg. Yeah, that's a good biscuit. And that bite told me this is a good biscuit. The egg comes through, but it's such a powerful sausage that you could almost just get a sausage biscuit and you would have the same outcome. I think you would be just as happy. Smells good, tastes good. Fantastic. Well, everyone, that is everything that I got here at Buc-ee's. We started at noon today. It is now 4:30 in the morning. And although I could probably stay here for 24 hours, I don't have to be at work till tonight. I think I've had enough of being at Buc-ee's. We are one of the last cars in the parking lot area. Except for the employees. You've got almost nobody parked anywhere but just where the gas is. So our last thing we're going to do is get some gas. Because we're at Buc-ee's. Why wouldn't you get gas? So let's do that right now. $2.15. Everyone, I had an absolute fantastic time at Buc-ee's. I know we're off to a rocky start and got a little bit of a late run, so we started everything with lunch and we ended it with breakfast, but it all worked out in the end. And now I'm going to give you a total of how much I spent today on my meals. Thanks for making it to the end. Please go ahead and give me a like, share, Maybe click that bell so you know when my next videos come in. Most of my videos are daily vlogs of day in the life of a person just trying to grind out while he's living in a van. I hope that's the kind of content you like. Please help me move up in this algorithm. And until next time, this is your old pal, Hannibal the VANnibal, signing off. I did tell you I would catch you up on what happened before I made it over to Buc-ee's. Basically, when I came out from work, I was running a little bit late anyway. We had some spills and stuff I had to take care of. So, when I go get in the van, I start it up to let the engine warm up, and I hear a tick, 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 which, as a lot of you might know, is kind of an early sign that you might be running low on oil. And if you guys follow the channel, you know that I don't have a oil dipstick. The place I went and got an oil change done at broke it off, and nobody really wants to mess with putting a new one on without being super expensive, like in the thousands. So what I decided to do was I just go get regular oil changes. So I was like, well, I'm past due for my oil change by about a month. I'll just go ahead and go get this oil change while I have the money to do it. And I've been having some hesitation issues, and it's been a while, so I said, I'll go ahead and have the fuel filter changed too. Oddly enough, the guys were surprised that my Chevy Express has a fuel filter, because a lot of them don't have an accessible fuel filter. The 2001 does. So I'll swing around. Okay, we can take care of it. You know, I had to pull up Grok and so I could explain to them that it does have a fuel filter. They could have figured it out on their own, but it was quicker if I just used Grok like I do. Did that. He popped the hood. And he goes, buddy, and I've been told this a few times. He goes, you definitely need to do your belt this time. And the belt did look bad this time. I'm pretty sure that's where the sound was actually coming from, but I still need an oil change anyway. I said, can you do that today? It's like, yeah. It's like, well, next question, how much? Now, if this would have been 100 days ago when I first started Vanlife, any cost would have killed me, right? But we're finally in a position where we can afford to do a little bit of this stuff now. Not a lot. Like, all this overtime I was working was to take care of that storage thing that's coming up, and this bill was slightly surprising when everything was said and done. But basically, I had my belt replaced, my fuel filter replaced. And I know some of you say, well, you could have done that on your own. Yes, but if you're a van lifer, a lot of times it's easier just to go ahead and run through and do this stuff, because having a place to do it, being able to clean yourself up after you've done it, and running the risk of something being wrong part-wise or something and you're stranded, you take all that into account. So, oil change, fuel filter, and belt. That all came to $449.04. It is what it is. This is my home. This is the thing that takes me back and forth to work. This is the thing that takes me on adventures. Once we get that gearbox done, this thing's doing pretty decent. So overall, this would have been perfect, right? $449 is a far cry from the $1,300 I paid the last time I visited these guys. The problem was, as soon as I left, I started getting a strong smell of gas and hesitation. I pulled out, I made a right, and it was just really strong. And I started losing power. But I started losing power, and then it would jerk almost like it shifted, and I have a lot more power. It's like, oh no, don't be a transmission issue. Like, if it's not related to what just got worked on, I'm out of pocket. And we're not doing that good that I can afford another $1,000 bill, right? So I snailed it back around, pulled back in. The guy comes out. It's the usual guys that I see, and he's like, what's going on? It's like, I don't think the issue got fixed. And he's like, what's going on? So then they all looked at each other at the same time. They looked under my van, and there was a puddle of gas that I didn't know that was pouring out of my van. So they quickly had me pull into the bay, told me to go wait in the waiting room and have another cup of coffee. Didn't take long at all. It took maybe 10 minutes. They got in there. What happened was, for whatever reason, and we're finding this a lot with parts, guys, the new clips just weren't snapping in like they were supposed to. Faulty parts that are supposed to be new and weird fittings for clips and stuff like that are becoming pretty prevalent. If you talk to a lot of the mobile mechanics, they'll tell you that, you know, they're getting stuff tested at the shop before they pull out, because it's just not out of the ordinary that, you know, a fuel pump or anything is just bad out of the box for some reason. Anyway, what they told me was they used my old clips and it snapped in no problem. And that was just what happened. They couldn't get the new clips to snap in right. I think they tried to think that it went on without snapping, and it just didn't work. So they used my old clips, back on the road. That being said, new belts, new fuel filter, oil change. This thing has got power as soon as I hit the gas. It's a V6, so we're not going crazy, but as soon as I hit the gas, I don't have any hesitation. It's running smooth. I don't have any crazy noises from that. I still have the squeak from basically my gearbox and the arms and all that. And once that's done, I'm going to be 100% happy with driving this van anywhere I need to go for the time being. Do we have an oil leak? Yes, it's a 2001. It's not a bad oil leak, but it is leaking oil somewhere. If I get all of this done and I don't decide that I'm going to move into a new rig, I will eventually see if they can figure out where that leak is. If it's a simple one, if it's like, you know, for me, if everything else is good on this, if it's under 2,000 and I have it at some point, it's worth it for me, because that's the last big thing this van would need. I had them check the transmission fluid and the transmission. I just had that one done with the, what do you call it, the transmission cleaning or whatever, a couple years ago. The guy says transmission fluid is clear. If I'm not having any shift issues, seems like it's working just fine. We're good there. So transmission's good. I replaced the fuel pump couple years back, and about 3 years back, and it's got no issues so far. So right now the van's starting right up. I feel like I might need a new starter at some point, and I might go ahead and pull the trigger on that sometime next year too. It's not terribly expensive. Have them put a new starter on since everything else is doing good. Have them test it before they put it on. But that's what delayed me. I got out of work a little bit late, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to head and get this oil change. It won't take me any time. I'll still get there maybe around 9 in the morning to do this thing. And then it became the fuel pump was the biggest issue. The fuel filter was the biggest issue. The fuel filter, not all the shops are open. It's Christmas Eve. The one that was open that had the part was further away. The parts guy was running to get it, but it was going to be about an hour. So I had to wait an hour. It came in. Then we had some choke ups. But, you know, that's not bad. There was a couple that, excuse me, Happy. There was a couple that, I don't know exactly what happened. I know they blew a tire, but it was a Mercedes or something, and there was a bunch of specific things they needed, and they wanted specific tires put on, and they were headed from here in Birmingham to Spanish Fort. Spanish Fort is closer to Mobile down south. So the husband, not mad. The husband was very, you know, he wasn't like a rough and tumble type of husband. He's with the wife. The wife was handling everything, but he was like, Christmas is ruined. But he's also very nice about it and everything. But to those guys' credit, there's like, these tires are over there. We don't have them or anything, but we can go get them. And he told the boss man, said, you know, shoot me the information. And he just grabbed his phone, grabbed a breakfast sandwich, jumped in the van, or, you know, and started heading over there. And they shouted out to him. It's like, are you just going to pick them up and we'll put them on tomorrow? Or are you guys, or after Christmas? Or it's like, no, I'm going to go get them now. And we'll have them, when I get back, we'll have them on your vehicle within an hour. So that, you know, these guys are rock solid as far as how they treat people. Everything has a cost. You know, you're not getting any freebies off of this, but they will make sure you get treated right, and they will get everything done that's their job to do. You know, they are the mechanics I do for things like this. I have another one, the ones that did like my ball joints and stuff like that downtown. They'll be the ones that do my gearbox, because those guys, those are very seasoned mechanics that handle Chevy Expresses a lot. They do a lot of the charter cable stuff and phone company stuff. They actually originally worked on this van when it was downtown, back when it was the AT&T van, according to them. So that's where everything is. So I am lucky. You know, I could look at it many different ways, but I did work this overtime, so I had the money, so it wouldn't affect things. It's not going to run my credit back or anything like that. So I'm still hoping to move ahead. I don't know how it works with the overtime and stuff here at work. I'm going to try, even after the first of the year, to keep coming in until they tell me to stop coming in for overtime. They might do that immediately. We'll see. And maybe that will offset this bill. To be clear, I'm at Bass Pro Shop now, but that's why I didn't get to Buc-ee's until close to noon, and we started everything at noon. I really wanted to do this thing. It's a little more rushed, and I was a lot more tired. Like I fell asleep a couple times and things like that. You know, just been working nonstop, and I didn't get any rest before we started this, and I'm trying to get this out later today. So there was a lot going on, but I absolutely wanted to do this. So I went ahead and decided I am going to spend the money on this, because this is not just a video I wanted to make to get out to you guys. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, just something I wanted to try. I could say I did it. Got there, basically started the clock at noon, ended it at 4:30. So we had a good run because I wanted to have breakfast, and breakfast didn't start getting served till 4 o'clock. So went in, and that wasn't even the full breakfast. They were still cooking. So I hope everyone enjoyed that video. I know I already said this. I did want to tell you why I was a little bit drained, maybe tired, maybe not as energetic at times, and why we had to start so late. And that's what it is. But everyone, I'm completely happy with the outcome today. I've had a good day. I hope that you have as well. I hope everyone out there has a very Merry Christmas. And I'll talk to you real soon. Until next time, this is your old pal, Hannibal the VANnibal, signing off. Waddles, you want to say bye? BMO? BMO says, feed me. Happy? Tell everyone Merry Christmas. And Grable, what do you say? God bless us, everyone.